Alright, it's one of those messy ones where I can't grab focus and I have to keep redoing it, and it's getting hot. It's like a perfect situation. So happy Friday. Happy Friday vlog. Got the yips. Camera tweak. Well, I just want to talk about what happened last week. I made a square format, and one of my things is I misjudged on my own monitor what square looks like, and had all my stuff out here. You couldn't see it. So that was bad. And I tried to go find an overlay in my monitor, and it doesn't have one. I think I have a GX8, which is basically a G85. It doesn't have it, but I think the GH5 does. So I think you can get a 1x1 overlay on the GH5, so you can actually see what you're doing. But if I was smart, I would have just put tape over my monitor to... Anyway. Pushed it through iMovie. There is no way in iMovie to make it square. So even though I ended up making it square and it looked cool on my phone, you know, if a big face is cool, can't do it in iMovie. I went down a research hole, and apparently if you push it through PowerPoint, you can make it square, but it's a whole thing. So you can't do it through iMovie. I'm convinced you can do it in Final Cut, and I don't have Final Cut, but I do have a Mac, so iMovie is really good for vlogs because the whole, like one of these takes 20 minutes including the export. Like it takes no time at all. But if I put it in Premiere, which is what I had to do, so I edited it in Premiere or in iMovie. I edited in iMovie and could not find a way, and then proved I couldn't make it square. So I couldn't make it square, so I exported it wide. I had to push it through Premiere, and all I had to do in Premiere was change the margins, which took 90 seconds for me to find that tab, and export it again. So I had to import it, export it, and render it at the same time. 3 hours, I think. It's insane. Like Premiere on a Mac is just crazy. Like it's less bad in some cases. Like my thesis is 21 minutes long, and so because there's so much minutia and shit, I'm having to, every time I walk away, I have to click render, and that just sort of catches me up. So at least half of the export time is taken care of that way. But still, and also there's just, it's like the slow rendering is a big issue. Like you export it, you watch it to make sure everything works. Something didn't, missing media or something, you got to go do it again, and it takes another 30-40 hour to export on Premiere. It's just a mess. So yes, I would like to do square, but until I buy Final Cut, which I will probably at some point, I can't do square because Premiere takes too long. So, man, Final Cut, it's always that carrot right in front of me, like, just because Macs are not good on Premiere. So I tried the square thing. Definitely not worth the 3 hours to put it out there. I'll never do that again. But I had like a moment right when I started rendering where I had that like we've gone too far moment where I was like, it's too late. We should just see this through. And that's always a terrible feeling. So anyway, did I write this week? Yes. We had our writer's room and we're chugging along, breaking the pilot. I also did some free writing. Not quite as successfully as last week, but you know, the muscle is the muscle. So, did I read? I've been reading the trades still. MoviePass takes up way more of the trades than I would like it to, and it's bugging me. So here's my. I'm just gonna do a little tiny MoviePass rant every week because, like the Trump administration, something else changes every single week. So this week, I can turn on my app, and most theaters I open, the showtimes are all grayed out except for one single showing, middle of the day. That's where I'm at. If I go an hour into Hollywood, I can go to the Landmark, which MoviePass clearly has a big deal with. I can go see whatever, but I'm not going to pay $8 to park. But So like all the theaters close to me, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see the Meg. Still can't see Mission Impossible. Probably won't be able to. I'm not even sure what was open, but it was literally. It's weird because it stops showing you whole theaters. Like the theater closest to me has like 10 things on it, but I could only see 3, and all but one was blacked out or grayed out, and the one that wasn't grayed out only had the one showing in the middle of the day. So, I haven't deleted MoviePass yet because I'm convinced, based on earlier behavior, not only are they unpredictable, but when people complain, they tend to just just panic and revert back to what was working. But about half the time. So I'm hoping that enough people are annoyed by what's happening to me that I can just wait for them to fix it. Which half the time they do. So anyway, did I watch? I've been cruising through Big Brother, and it's wild. It's best TV of the summer. Like honestly, listen to my voice. It's really entertaining. Just because these people are awful. I don't think we had anything truly unredeemable this week. We didn't. So far, we've had racist words and comments, and people getting called out and not getting called out for that. We've had very sexual, aggressive passes, both female to male and male to female. Every time I believe they got rejected except for Handjobgate, which is a hashtag. You can look it up on Twitter, Handjobgate. It's just crazy, and and it's crazy. Big Brother is crazy because they be it what it is, they do edit to have a cut that gets aired, and crazy shit is happening in the cut, which means it's not like they cherry picked the craziest shit. It's they cherry picked the stuff that they knew they weren't gonna get a fine for, basically. So like, there's a lot of other crazy stuff happening in the background that they don't air for many reasons. It's messy. It's real messy. So I don't think a lot of crying this week, but I don't think anybody said the N-word or accused anybody of not being having a female accuse the other girls in the room for not being feminists and treating boys badly, like just crazy shit. I don't think we had any of that. I think everybody was just kind of pouty this week. Yeah. So. Buddy turned me on to the show Slasher. It's on Netflix. I accidentally saw part of the second season and was like, I don't know what he's talking about. And then I went back and saw the first season, and it looks like film school. The pacing is terrible. The way they edit it is terrible. The dialogue is real bad. The acting is like not good. All of it, like and the camera is technically in focus, but that's about all you got. Like it's just a mess. But I saw the second season, and most of that stuff, other than the dialogue and the story, had been fixed. So I think budget was definitely a factor. But it's fun to watch. It's one of those where you just drink and you make fun of it because it's so distractingly bad. Like you can always have one element that's distractingly bad and be okay with it. Like Parker Posey in Lost in Space, for instance, her acting was just hard to sit through, but the rest of the story was really great. And this show, it's like all of it is bad, but somehow the train just keeps on rolling, which gives me hope, because not only is it one of those shows where I'm just constantly like, they should have changed this, they should have adjusted this, why did they have to walk here, and then up in one shot? Like, what was the point of that? All that kind of stuff. Like, I'm like, but somebody paid them to do it. I mean, it was admittedly Canada, but somebody got paid to do it. So yeah, it'd be good to watch Slasher just to see like you know, the 50% of the show works, and anybody who watches TV or film could go in there and just with the editor and get another like 20% up to 70% probably. So, I also watched The Package, which was that teen sex comedy from the Workaholics, and I grew up on American Pie, so I'm a big teen sex comedy guy. It was good. I didn't like the second half as much as I did the first half, but the jokes were great, and that girl in it, who was also in Blockers, is a freaking star. Like, she's she's like an Emma Stone type, where she's just better than the material. She's like a freaking star. I'm excited to see what her career does. Writing tip, watch slasher, basically. Watch bad stuff, and with a consciousness, be conscious of what you would change to improve it, and would what you change actually add to it or detract from it. And this is especially true with when you're a script reader and all you get is shitty scripts. You do figure out that basic adjustments significantly raise the quality. You still need to be in a situation where you're dealing with people above you, talent wise, just so you can sharpen your own ability. But fundamentals need to be there, and watching things that are clearly not good just burns you into the fundamentals. Like you're just branded with fundamentals. Anyway. Box office, I screwed up. I got Christopher Robin right. I thought it was going to be number 3, and it was. Everything I got was wrong because I misjudged how many people like The Meg. It has like a whole thing. It's been in development for 20 years. People went and saw it, and it did number 1, which I'm astounded by. So I got everything else wrong. It's neither here nor there. Apparently Black Klansman didn't get as big of a release as I expected, so Slender Man beat it. This week, we got Crazy Rich Asians, The Meg, Mile 22, Mission Impossible, Black Klansman. Apparently Mile 22 is just getting panned in the reviews, and I'm cool with that. Crazy Rich Asians is a really interesting marketing idea, because it's sort of like the production company is just like licking their lips because it's an existing property, because it was a book, so it already has an audience. It's not white people, and guess what? White people are not in right now. But it's also like a really accessible idea because it's a really simple idea. It's, in theory, it's like the perfect blockbuster because it's like My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where it's such a specific but broad enough idea. It's a killer. Having said that, it's only expected to make less than $30 million this week, which means this is a dumper week for the theaters in the summer. But I expect it to do quite well and immediately get a sequel and blah, 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 and I think it can only do good. I think a property like Crazy Rich Asians can only do good. So unless it's just a story about 10 rapists raping each other, then I think that's a problem. But otherwise, I'd be really surprised if anything about it was controversial. Black Klansman. I gotta go see it. I want to go see these movies. Even The Meg, honestly, that's the drinking movie for sure. I just can't because of Movie Pass. Anyway, and what's my recommendation? Go watch Slasher and go make fun of it. There's a level of these are human beings that made this, and at some point you're making fun of human beings, but also everybody got paid, so I think that's where I don't feel bad anymore. That yes, the acting is like distractingly bad. I'm losing my voice, but they got paid, so I think I'm entitled to I'm the consumer. I'm consuming it. I'm paying for my Netflix account. So, yeah. Go do stuff. I have to pee. Bye.